This poem Sita is the last ballad in Toru Dutt's collection Ancient Ballad and Legends of Hindustan. It retells the sad and painful story of Sita from the Ramayana, which Toru and her sibling used to hear from their mother in childhood, listening with wide open eyes. Toru Dutt herself admitted how deeply this story affected her. In a letter to her French friend, she wrote that no heroine is more lovable or touching than Sita. She says that whenever her mother chanted the old Indian stories in the evening, she would almost always cry. She particularly refers to the moment when Sita is banished for the second time, forced to wander alone in the forest filled with fear and disappear. Toru believed that no one could hear Sita suffering without shedding tears. This shows that the poem is not only intellectual exercise but comes from deep personal emotion. Although the poem is called a ballad, it is not a ballad in the strict technical sense. A traditional ballad usually tells a story step by step. However, in this poem, there is a very little narration, more emphasis on a suggestion, emotion, and evocation. The poem suggests Sita's suffering rather than narrating the entire story of the Ramayana. The poem begins dramatically with the image of three happy children in the darkened room. The scene refers to Toru, her sister, and her brother sitting together while their mother narrates the story. Their children are happy, safe, and innocent, which contrasts strongly with Sita's suffering. The mother slowly paints the picture of the forest near sage Valmiki's hermitage, where Sita takes refuge after being banished by Rama due to the washerman's accusation about her character. The forest is described in vivid detail: dense forest where sunlight cannot enter, tall trees wrapped in creepers with giant flowers, calm lake with white swans, peacocks, deers, and golden fields. Valmiki, the poet sage, living peacefully. This detailed description allows the reader to visualize the scene clearly and shows Toru's strong pictorial imagination and love for nature. Introduction of Sita. The mood changes when the poet asks, "But who is the fair lady?" This question creates curiosity and emotional tension. The woman is shown weeping, but her sorrow is described as not in vain, meaning it has deep meaning and moral value. The poet does not explain why Sita is crying. Instead, she expects the reader to already know the story from the Ramayana. These techniques make the poem more suggestive and emotionally powerful. As mother narrates Sita's suffering, the emotion becomes so intense that the mother herself seems to be crying. The children also start crying. Tears from three pairs of young eyes fall amain. This shows how powerful storytelling can emotionally affect listeners. The children feel Sita's pain as if it were their own. Toru's mother told many religious stories. This story affects her most deeply because she is a woman, she is a mother. She instinctively empathizes with Sita, who is pregnant, abandoned, and punished by patriarchal system. The poem subtly criticizes how women like Sita are victimized despite being pure and virtuous. Seeing her children cry, the mother stops the story, and the imagined picture of Sita fades away. However, Toru knows that the story has left a permanent mark on their mind, and they will dream of it long after. In the last two lines, the poem becomes deeply personal and tragic. Toru, writing later in life, remembers that her sister and brother died young, and she knows that they will never again gather by the mother's side to listen to such stories. Thus, the poem ends on a note of nostalgia, loss, and mourning. Critics C.N. Srinath praises Toru Dutt for achieving so much at a time when Indian poets writing in English had no local models. He also calls her a pioneer of children's poetry. Because although the stories appear simple and suitable for children, their moral wisdom, emotional depth, and noble characters deeply affect adult readers as well. Poem Sita. Three happy children in a darkened room. What do they gaze on with wide open eyes? Three children are sitting together in a dimly lit room. They are happy and peaceful. They are listening attentively and imagining something very vividly. Dense forest where no sunbeam plays. The children imagine a thick forest where sunlight cannot enter. Gigantic flowers, tall trees, quite lucid lake, white swans cry. The forest is described as beautiful, peaceful, and alive, full of large flowers, creepers around trees, calm lakes with swans, peacocks, and deer, fields of golden green. This shows Toru Dutt's love for nature and her painter-like description. But who is the fair lady? Not in a vain, she weeps. A beautiful woman appears in the scene. She is crying, and her sorrow is meaningful, not useless. At every tear she sheds, tears from three pairs of young eyes fall amain. As the mother sings about Sita's sorrow, the children also begin to cry emotionally. It is an old story by a mother's son. This is the Ramayana story of Sita, narrated by a mother to her children. just like Toru Dutt's own childhood experiences. This hurst at last and melts the picture from their sight away. The song ends, the imagined scenes slowly disappear from the children's minds, yet shall they dream of it until the day. The story stays with them emotionally even after it ends. Children by their mother's side gather at a rest at eventide. This final line is deeply personal and emotional. Toru that mourns the loss of her own childhood, her mother, and the times when they used to listen to stories together in the evening. Sita becomes a symbol of sorrow, purity, and endurance, while the poem itself becomes a reflection of memory, loss, and cultural inheritance. Poem Sita blends myth, memory, and emotion, portraying not only the sorrow of Sita but also Toru Dutt's nostalgic longing for childhood, motherhood, and India's spiritual tradition.